Catherine, put us out of our misery.
So, in answer to the question, should this be put an end to a no deal? Well, actually, remember, even though there is the Hillary-Benn Act, the reality is that it takes two to tango, and any request for an extension requires the EU to agree to it. And if the EU says no, there will be a no-deal scenario, and so therefore the Operation Yellowhammer is important for identifying what the risks are.
And you've just come back from Brussels. Do you think the EU saying no to an extension is looking likely?
I think it's less likely, particularly if it's tied up with having an election or a second referendum. But remember, too, that the Hillary-Benn Act actually only takes us to the end of January, and there is a reasonable chance that if there's an extension and then we get to the end of January, we would still be looking at a no-deal scenario. So the legal practicalities are that the government is right, it does need to keep preparing for a no deal. And on the content of Operation Yellowhammer, I think what we can say is certainly the government has put a lot of resource into it. About 12,000 civil servants are working on this. And remember, it's not just the British side, it's also the EU side. And the EU have made a number of concessions. These are not mini deals, but they're concessions which will allow, for example, in the event of a no deal, British truck drivers to carry on using their British licence, but only until the end of December, because, of course, all of the planning was done in anticipation that we'd be leaving on the 29th of March 2019 rather than October. But there is planning being done on both sides.